All right, well, hello everyone and happy Thursday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four. Of course, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories, and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. Wherever you're watching the live stream today, whether it is our live stream player on WAFF.com, our 48 News app, or on YouTube, as always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your Thursday afternoon here. Now let's jump into some of the day's top stories, and starting things off, it is now confirmed that a 19-year-old woman and Alabama A&M student was found dead in an apartment complex on Julia Street in Huntsville yesterday. Now Huntsville police say officers responded to a shots fired call at the complex located on Julia Street and University Drive around 9 yesterday morning. The coroner confirmed that the woman died from injuries in a shooting. Her death has been ruled a homicide. She has been identified as 19-year-old Nadia Perkins. Now, Alabama A&M has sent a message to students concerning this incident. You can read their full statement right now on our website. Just go to WAFF.com. But now let's turn over to the weather. A 48 First Alert weather day has been confirmed for this weekend. We have First Alert forecaster Jada Russell. She's in the building today. Jada, what's the latest?
Hi, AJ, and Before the Four fam. Here's what we're looking at right now. Nice conditions this evening, but we are expecting to see rain chances get started on our Friday afternoon. It's going to be light chances to note, but as we get into Saturday and Sunday, that's when thunderstorms make their way to the valley. So let's go ahead and get through what's going on currently. Right now, some of us are in those upper end 70s. Our high for the day was anticipated to be around 80 or so, but with that cloud cover, it's kind of kept a couple areas just shy of that. So Muscle Shoals, for example, around 79 right now, and you can see pretty cloudy conditions over that way. So as we go through the rest of tonight, though, our temperatures are expected to drop off into the 60s. We are anticipating some of us to see some low end 60s getting into Friday morning as well. We'll see increasing cloud cover overnight too. So it's a nice breeze for now, and it'll start to die off as well, but getting out the door for your Friday morning, maybe a little overcast in a few areas, but it should be just fine. Nice and comfortable going into most of Friday. Like I mentioned, we're expecting to see showers start up Friday evening. Thankfully, it's just showers. We're just seeing some passing through light end showers. The bulk of our First Alert weather day is going to be Saturday afternoon into the evening. So I think I've got a graphic on that in a moment, but that's our First Alert weather day on Saturday. And what you'll notice is the drop between our temperatures here. We go from 81 to 77. And then by Sunday, 73. So there's a cold front moving alongside this, but we're also getting into that time of year that, could you really call it a cold front if we're only moving back into yet another warm bracket of temperatures? So keep that in mind if you had some plans this weekend. You may want to move them indoors or at least maybe postpone them to another day. We're expecting to see rain chances throughout the next part of the week. So it's going to be kind of a rough go for a lot of the valley. Here's what we're looking at as far as severe risk. SPC put out a low risk for any storms to get started for Friday evening. Very low chance of anything going beyond our run-of-the-mill thunderstorms. It's Saturday that we're most concerned about because we move into that marginal risk, and that's when we start to see areas accrue some heavy wind gusts at times, about 30 to 40 miles per hour. That's where we start to cross that threshold over into some severe weather. So I think, there we go. That shows you the marginal risk, and it's most of the state. As you can see, we're well into that green, as well as our Tennessee communities in that area. So the potential rainfall is going to be kind of scattered going into the next couple of days. So hope you'll tune in at 4, 5, 6, and 10. I'll be in for Brad this evening, giving you the latest look at the forecast, and then I'll be back tonight at 9:30. Over to you, AJ.
All right, that's great to know, Jada. Thank you so much. And also, yep, Jada just mentioned it, 48 First Alert Weather Extra tonight at 9:30. Jada will be back here in the CTV studio. She'll go through the radar, have everything you need to know as you gear up for this Saturday with that threat of thunderstorms moving into the valley. So you're just not going to want to miss it. You can watch it wherever you're watching Before the Four right now. 48 First Alert Weather Extra. extra. Now turning to a bit of national news. Earlier today, President Trump fired his Homeland Security Secretary, Kristi Noem, and said he will nominate in her place Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin. Now, the president made this announcement on social media earlier today. This comes 2 days after Noem faced a grilling on Capitol Hill from both Republicans and Democrats on her handling of immigration enforcement and her handling of disaster response. Mullin will now need to be confirmed by the Senate. But now let's turn over to the latest out of Iran. Another wave of strikes hit the area as thousands of Americans are still trying to flee. Though the president says America is doing well, Iran's foreign minister says all systems are working and the U.S. has not achieved its goals. NBC's Chris Pallone has the details.
The U.S. continues to bombard Iran now 6 days into the war and shows no sign of letting up.
We're doing very well on the war front, to put it mildly.
Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi pushed back today in an exclusive interview with NBC's Tom Yamas.
What was their goal? They came here for a regime change, perhaps. They came here for a rapid victory so they can, control everything. But they have failed. The system is working. The commanders have been replaced, and the supreme leader is going to be replaced soon.
Araghchi was defiant when asked about a U.S. ground invasion.
Because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
Iran has targeted American military bases in at least 15 other countries, which led many nations to shut down airspace, airlines avoiding the entire area. The State Department says it's begun charter flights to get thousands of stranded Americans out of the troubled area.
Over 20,000 Americans have been able to return to the United States since this began, including the provision of direct assistance to nearly 10,000 Americans by our 24/7 task force.
But thousands more still waiting to get out.
After many phone call attempts, I've finally gotten through. They said that, as long as I'm registered with the STEP program, and also I did fill out the crisis intake form that was just released. So they definitely know that I'm here, and now I just have to wait on the government.
Iran's threat to burn ships trying to pass through the Strait of Hormuz is having a direct impact on gas prices. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of gas is $3.25. That's up 5 cents in just one day and 27 cents in a week. Drivers in Florida waiting in long lines to fill up.
It was expected, so we got to get gas.
The unfortunate aspect, prices are not going to remain where they are, and the really unfortunate part, they're not going to be falling from where they are.
Chris Pallone, NBC News.
And we'll have local reaction tonight to everything that's going on with Iran. Callie Neese will be reporting. She spoke with a local Iranian American, his thoughts on this entire situation. She'll have the very latest coming up in our evening newscast. But now with that, we're going to take a short break. But coming up, a few stories in case you missed them. A former Gurley police officer charged with manslaughter making a court appearance, and taking a look at our crime of the week. We'll go through it all in 1 minute. All right, break time over, y'all. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Before the Four. Now, the trial for a former Gurley police officer charged with manslaughter after a fatal wreck on Jordan Lane back in 2023 has been delayed again. Nick Ballinger was in court yesterday and has the details.
For the very first time, ex-Gurley police officer Christopher Whalen is in front of our cameras. He's charged with manslaughter for the death of 22-year-old Matthew Norwood in 2023.
Mr. Whalen, anything you want to say? Anything to Mr. Norwood's family?
I think anyone with decency ought to feel remorse and to be able to give a wish of condolences.
His trial is moved back once again to July. Ernest Williams Sr. is Norwood's former pastor.
Family would love for this to be resolved as soon as possible.
Investigators say Jackson County deputies saw a driver commit a traffic violation near Hollywood. Deputies chased the suspect until the Madison County line, where Whalen picked up the chase for Gurley police.
Up on Jordan Lane intersection now.
That chase continued all the way to Jordan Lane, where police say Whalen crashed into a car, killing Norwood.
We're going to go straight through the intersection of Jordan Lane. 1050, Gurley, 1050.
Every time that this comes back up, it's a weight on them in terms of dealing with the situation, the case, but also it's their son who's no longer here.
He says Norwood, a talented musician, was simply on his way home from work.
And then all of a sudden, for all of that to be gone just in a vapor.
Whalen didn't answer our questions, and neither did his attorneys.
Attorneys want to offer any statement?
We don't have anything to say at this time.
Okay.
Whalen is out on bond until his trial on July 6th. Nick Ballinger, 48, on your side.
Well, now let's take a look at our crime of the week this week. Huntsville area Crime Stoppers need your help locating a man accused of stealing liquor and another accused of stealing football cards. Gina Benitez with more.
Well, this week we have two thefts that happened on the same day. One at a liquor store, the other at a big box retailer. If you can help police catch these accused criminals, call them.
On February 17th, Huntsville police say this guy forced the back door open at the windmill along the parkway. Once inside, investigators say he grabbed 3 bottles of liquor. Authorities tell us he then went into the office and knocked over all the computer monitors before taking off. On that same day, Madison police tell us this man walked into the Walmart on Madison Boulevard and took 26 boxes of NFL cards off the shelves. Police tell us he concealed the cards and left. Those cards are worth $1,200 total. He could be driving a dark Chevy SUV, possibly a Trailblazer. Huntsville police are also looking for Taylor Cox. He's charged with possession of child pornography. Renita Norris is wanted for theft by deception. Huntsville police say she stole a check, altered it, and then stole $4,000. And Madison County deputies say Tidra Schiffler stole $9,000 from an elderly person in her care. It's easy to earn up to $1,000 the legal way. If you have information that can help authorities, just call 256-53-CRIME or scan that QR code on your screen. For more information, visit the Crime Stoppers link on our website, WAFF.com.
And now with that, let's go into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. The capital murder trial for the man charged in the murder of a Huntsville police officer pushed back. Nick Ballinger will have those details coming up. Details on medical cannabis here in Alabama. Faith Delp will have the latest on that. And finally, a new North Alabama program is helping keep your children safe online. Get all the details coming up, and these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. And y'all, it is that time. I promised on Tuesday that we would have a Facebook fun question yesterday, but I ended up playing out my interview with Major General Jim Miles yesterday. It was an awesome interview. You can still watch it if you have not done so yet on WAFF.com. But that was yesterday's Before the Four, but Facebook fun is back. We have a 48 Facebook question today, and that question, of course, is what's a hidden gem here in North Alabama. And our chat box is messing up on us today, but we have this. We have a handy dandy cell phone right here, and I can see y'all's comments, and I'm going to be seeing what you all had to say. What's a hidden gem here in North Alabama? And it looks like Dwayne Quillen, he commented, that looks to be the comment at the very top. A lot in downtown Florence here. I would say downtown Florence actually is very much a hidden gem here in North Alabama. But he said the Troll Bridges in downtown Florence and Chicago Cafe in downtown Florence. I have not been to either of those places, but I will have to check that out, Dwayne. And if you guys don't know, the new Rolling Stones exhibit is opening up, I want to say next week on March 14th. That weekend, next weekend. I want to go to Florence anyway just to check out that Rolling Stones exhibit. Of course, the Rolling Stones recorded several hit songs there in the Shoals. And that exhibit will go through the history, has a lot of collectible items, has a photo op with the Rolling Stones logo. It looks super awesome. I definitely encourage you all to get tickets and go check out that new Rolling Stones exhibit that's opening up. But Dwayne, thank you so much for commenting. Looks like Andrew said Moody Hue Designs in Brilliant, Alabama. Okay, Moody Hue Designs. The old railroad bridge that has a tree at the end loaded down with old bras. Okay, interesting. Jonah, Cathedral Caverns. That is a place I've been wanting to check out. Every time my dad comes up to visit, he always wants to check out Cathedral Caverns. Have not been there yet. But one time, I want to say it was last year, my parents came up and we went out to Rattlesnake Saloon out there in Tuscumbia, Alabama. I would say that's a hidden gem. It is always cool to be able to eat your lunch, eat your dinner in a cave. We have time for a couple more comments. Let's see what else you had to say. Dismal's Canyon. A couple people are talking about Dismal's Canyon. Haven't gotten the chance to check that one out quite yet. Downtown Killen. That's what Sam LeMaster said. The Oakwood community. A lot of awesome communities up here in North Alabama to really get that small town vibe, of course, that vintage vibe, which makes me... takes me to Brittany's comment here. Vintage Fort Payne. All right. Vintage 1889 in Fort Payne. Okay. We'll have to check that out. I've been to Fort Payne a couple times. Very cute town out there. Let's see. We have time for, maybe one more. Yep, we have Rattlesnake Saloon right here. Melanie Cameron said that. And let's see, Dice Coleman said Cane Creek Canyon Nature Preserve near Tuscumbia, Rickwood Cavern State Park, close to Coleman. Well, all right. It sounds like there are a lot of hidden gems here in North Alabama, no doubt about it. I haven't even heard of several of these places you all have mentioned, so they are truly hidden gems. I'm going to save all y'all's comments, and I cannot wait to check all this place out, especially as we move into the spring, the summer, when the weather's nice. I'm going to want to check out a lot of these places, no doubt about it. But y'all, it is time. That is it for Before the Four, 3:59. Thank you all for tuning in to Before the Four today. I greatly appreciate it. Enjoy our evening newscast. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.